Gear guides are hard to buy for, we know that, and it's because we always focus on what we're carrying on us and change things out, but we don't think about what we carry in our truck all that much. So this is the gift guide we've needed all along, the Truck EDC gift guide. So with that said, let's do the damn thing. So it starts here with the center console. This is where I keep the things I use the most. So ideally, I like to have a flashlight in here. And I do keep 2 flashlights in my truck, mainly because typically if I'm using something, I need a flashlight in my truck, I'm probably going to be working on something, so I keep a headlamp. But I also want something that's very powerful. I don't carry a lot of O-lights or use them, but this has been probably one of my favorite truck lights, the Seeker series from O-Light. And it's just easy. This is an older one, the Seeker 2. It's just easy because if this flashlight does tend to die, or does die while I'm using it, I can plug it in and charge it up while I'm going down the road. It's just simple, easy. I know where it's at all the time. I always keep a flashlight in the center console. The other one we'll get to in just a second, because underneath I keep some additional things like this toolkit. So this is a belt pouch from Tough Possum Gear. I've talked about this in several other gift guides and many other times. They're really awesome and versatile, and the reason I really like them is, so not only do they have these belt pouches, they're just the right size for the right amount of things. What I use this for is a little toolkit. So I have a Leatherman in here. I have a full-on ratcheting screwdriver set with a bunch of different bits. I keep some Knipex in here just in case, Zach, I need to turn a nut and a bolt together. You've changed me. So I at least keep 2 of these in here, like 2 sets of pliers or something that I can turn a bolt and a nut with, and a headlamp. I keep the HM50R from Phoenix in my truck at all times. This is my favorite headlamp because it can also just be a flashlight. Comes off, works really well as just a flashlight, but great headlamp, very comfortable. And I do carry more tools, but I do like having a little pouch like this that I can just grab and throw in my pocket, or put this on my belt if I'm gonna go help a friend do something, work on something really quickly, and light, something that I'm not gonna need a whole bunch of tools for. This is perfect. So I keep this in the center console so it's quick and easy to grab. And then that brings us to item number 3. I always keep a bigger fixed blade in my truck. This is the LT Wright switchback, which I just got at Georgia Bushcraft. So I haven't really used this knife much, but I tend to keep a fixed blade in here because I always have a folder on me, no matter what. And a fixed blade is, like a bigger fixed blade is always good to have. A couple of other examples of knives that I keep in the truck or have in the past is the TKL Combatant. I've also had the TKL Raider and the beloved Bradford Guardian 3. I just like a good, I would say medium size, not a large fixed blade, but a medium sized fixed blade to keep in the truck. One that I know is always there and I can grab if I need something a little more robust than a small folder. So I always keep those 3 things in the center console: a toolkit, a flashlight, and a bigger knife right there, so I know where they always are. Let's go to the back. The next several things are kept under the back seat of the truck, and one of the weirdest is this one. And it may seem weird to you guys, but there have been so many times where I'm out somewhere with the truck and I just wish I had somewhere I could sit down, whether I'm fishing or whatever. This thing is awesome because it's so lightweight. It fits in the bottle pocket on most bags. I bought this for backpacking, but it now lives in the truck when I'm not hiking. This is the Hillsound BTR folding stool, and I like it because it expands. So it looks really small when it's all compact, but it's actually a pretty sizable stool. Let me show you. So once you fold it out, it seems a little bit scary at first, but this thing is actually pretty solid, very comfortable. I've sat on this for hours when we were at the campfire backpacking. In fact, I used this while we were at Georgia Bushcraft quite a bit. Ricky didn't even know. He had no idea that it was that little itty bitty stool. And it's just great. Once you're done, stand up, fold it up, and honestly, you could just throw it in your pocket. You don't want to hold it. It's super lightweight, super small. It's not cheap. These are like $92, $93. And there are cheaper ones that would still fit in a truck, but I need something very small, compact for backpacking and also for this truck. So this is something that checks a lot of boxes for me. One of my favorite purchases for backpacking, BTR stool. The next item is something that actually came in a box from a sponsor, from Decked actually. It was a collaboration they did with Uncharted Supply Company, and this is what they included. It was a big kit, but I've actually scavenged a few things out of it, this being one of them. This is the Zeus. It's a jump box. It's also got a little flashlight on it, which I'll probably never use. Chargers, they have a newer and improved one now that has USB-C and some other things. So you plug these leads in, hook it up to your battery, push this little button on the side here, and give it a go. This thing has come in handy many, many times, and I now keep it in the truck all the time. So this is the Zeus. I'm not necessarily saying that this is the best one and the one you should get. It's been very good for me. If I were to get one now, I would probably get one. It's the Fantic, is the one that I learned about from Legit Street Cars here on YouTube. I've not tried it myself, but they have a jump box and a tire inflator, I guess. I'd probably get that combo. It's $250 for both of them, which is kind of steep, but honestly, if you are stuck with a battery, like needing a jump or needing some air in your tire, having those on you is worth the money to spend on something like that. But a jump box in general, I love having one in the truck. It's come in handy more than I ever thought it would. The last thing, and it's not technically kept under the seat, but there's this little lip that I could reach without having to lift this seat up. I keep this here because I often have car seats here, and to get to my first aid kit, I would have to take the car seat out, fold the seat up, grab the first aid kit. So I'm glad there's like a little pouch or a little pocket right here on the side that I can quickly grab. Even when this is down, I can just grab this first aid kit from the side. So once again, this is something from Tough Possum Gear. This is called the Med Pouch, and I like it because it's obviously red and white, but you have this reflective cross here as well as glow in the dark. This glows in the dark, and the entire back of this is hook and loop. So I don't use it attached to anything. However, if I did have a panel here with hook and loop, or if I want this in my bag, I can stick it to my bag and it's not going to be flopping around, and I know where it's going to be. But the point is a first aid kit. So this doesn't come with anything in it, the med kit from Tough Possum Gear. But what I have in here is, I've got some liquid IV and stuff, but this is a small trauma kit, like I think the EDC trauma kit from My Medic. But I would suggest, building your own first aid kit so you know what's in it and you choose, good stuff to put in your med kit. I wouldn't say this one is complete, but a med kit first aid, even if it's just like boo-boos and basic stuff, all the way up to like a cat tourniquet or, quick clot. There's a lot of stuff that you should put in your first aid kit. I'm not going to tell you all the stuff that you should build your first aid kit with. Zach, our friend, Zach in the Wild, has a good video on personal first aid kits, but get them a first aid kit, and even if it's not a full kit, something that they can build a kit in. I like this one for the same reason that I like those belt pouches. It's small, and I can grab this and stick it to my bag or stick it inside my bag because of the hook and loop on the back. The last item inside the cab of the truck is this right here, and this is the Blue Ridge Overland Gear headrest trash bag. Seems silly, but honestly, it's one of the best things ever. When I'm done like eating a protein bar, trash goes in here. When I'm done drinking my drink, trash goes in here. Typically, without this, trash just kind of ends up everywhere, but now I can put it here. Now, the downside is when I do have car seats in here, this is just in the way, but you can't just flip it around and put it on the front. These are pretty cost effective, really, really simple, really awesome, and worth having. And then also you can have a few things stored here if you so choose. It's a small, simple, pretty affordable addition that you can put in any car and is well worth the money. Keeps things nice and tidy inside. So the last couple of items I always keep in the bed of my truck. I got this aluminum cover so we can keep things kind of concealed and safe and secure back here. And technically not on this list, but they probably should be, is Milwaukee pack outs. They've kind of changed my life. Just so real quick, we're gonna do a truck EDC video soon, I promise, but I've just got a couple of like simple things in here: fire starters, trash bags, paracord, things that I need pretty regularly. So I just keep them in this so they're easy to get to and always there. The next item on the list though is this right here. This has been one of my favorite things ever. This is the Blue Ridge Overland Gear tool pouch roll. So all you do is open these two clips, roll it out, and then you have all your tools separated into these pouches that can be grab and go. It's quite nice. So you might ask yourself, why do I have that little one up in the front and then also this one? I'm gonna be honest, as awesome as this is, it's like a commitment to come get this thing because it's like 60 pounds. It's pretty heavy, and I don't need all these tools all the time. And yeah, I could grab one of these things, but that toolkit's for light duty stuff. When I'm gonna be working on something around the house or wherever, I grab this thing. And I have it absolutely loaded with all sorts of tools: pliers, wire strippers, channel locks, adjustable wrenches. This right here is actually from Step 22. that I stole out of my pangolin. This is a wrench roll. So all my wrenches in one place. So I can just grab all my wrenches in one fell swoop. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little bit embarrassed of this one, but I'm gonna show you anyway. This is all of my sockets, perfectly organized. We've got 3/8, we have 1/4 inch drive, we have 1/2 inch drive. Yeah, it's not fun looking for sockets, but I'm looking for an organization method that fits inside here. I've yet to find one, and I've looked, yeah. Don't look in this patch. And then the next one is screwdrivers. And then this is just more miscellaneous stuff like zip ties and other cable ties and stuff. And then when you're done, what I like about this one, so reason I like this more than the pangolin is the pangolin was kind of tough to roll up and get back into its pouch. This thing, you just let these out, clip them in, and then you can cinch it later. You don't have to worry about getting it right the first time. You can just roll it up a little bit and really crank down on it, and it's going to be really, really compact. It's awesome. It's got some weight to it. So yeah, the Blue Ridge Overland Gear tool pouch roll. Tool pouch roll. Blue Ridge Overland Gear tool pouch roll. That lives in this box in my truck. But attached to it is the next item, because you can never have too many of these. Mechanics impact gloves. I have them everywhere. I prefer these leather ones. They're really nice. They're like 35 bucks and they last for a very, very long time. And they take just about anything you could throw at them. Just really nice work gloves. I just prefer these because they're more, I don't know, they fit my hands really well, but you can be a little more dexterous with these than you can like full on leather gloves, but you still have the protection of the leather. I love these gloves a lot, and I have them everywhere. I store them all over the place. So that is item number 9 on the list, impact gloves from Mechanics. All right, and the last item on this list, I know we've included a lot of stuff from Blue Ridge Overland Gear and a lot of stuff from Tough Possum, and it's just because they make good stuff, man. Like, they really do make good stuff, and they're good people. But I have this mini trunk duffel from Tough Possum. Jay Berry gave this to me when I broke down in my mini truck, and he said, put your tools for your mini truck in this thing. Mini truck's still broken, but one day I'll put this in the mini truck, Jay Berry, I promise. One day. But in here, I keep some more Mechanics gloves. Like I said, I got a lot of them. But the most important thing that I keep in here is jumper cables. It's a little bit of a mess down in there. The rest of this stuff is all slingshots. Buy a slingshot, please. I don't like my jumper cable. My jumper cables don't fit in this box, and I don't like them just laying about, so I wanted a place that I can keep them tidy. I can also throw a couple of other things in here. In fact, what's missing from in here, another one of those tool pouches, the bell pouch from Tough Possum stays in here. That's got a fishing kit inside. Little handrail from Exotac. Then we're going to decide whether this will replace the Exotac. So that's going in there as well. But yeah, just a little bag. I know where my jumper cables are, and I carry this between trucks. So if I'm switching from the ZR2 to the Excursion, this goes into the Excursion as well, just so I have a set of extra long jumper cables and some gloves apparently. But yeah, the duffel is just a great way for some overflow stuff that travels between vehicles. And I really like this duffel a lot. I'm going to mention this one, but it's just because probably not going to be able to buy one of these right now. But Garage Built Gear also came out with the Mighty Duffel. It's about the same size. It's a little bit more expensive, but also really, really nice. This one is a really nice canvas, whereas this one is Cordura. So a little bit of difference in them, but a small duffel like this in the bed of your truck for tools and other things, really, really awesome. And that's it. That's going to round out the list for my truck EDC gift guide. I hope you found it helpful, and there's some things in here that maybe you hadn't thought of and will make somebody in your life very, very happy. That's it. All of this stuff that I talked about will be linked in the description. I will see you guys in the next video, and until then, carry on.